Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw News Brief. First news story, Larson. Steve's going to be on QUIZLEMANIA tomorrow at Parts Unknown.
Mania.
We got to put the link.
I'm excited.
The link to that's going to be in the description. Oh, man. Keep your expectations low, friendos.
Hey, man. I believe in you. You're going to shock the world.
No, I am a vacuum of information.
No, you've been preparing. Yeah, you are a vacuum. You're sucking it all in. You're preparing right now. You're doing I didn't do any prep work.
Well, you only had one episode for context.
Yeah, true. I didn't do any research though.
Yeah,
none.
I'm trying.
Zero.
I'm gonna go.
None.
I'm not gonna. Look, I'm gonna go in there. I'm not gonna. If I lose, it ain't gonna be for lack of effort. But I'm expecting to outdo whatever the worst record is right now. I don't know if it's Ollie's or Pete's or what, but hey, I'm aiming for Sean Ross Sapp's title. But if I get any points on the board, I'll be happy.
There you go.
This is gonna be a disaster. So
you'll do fine. You'll do fine.
I can draw. I can draw stuff. Hopefully they do the draw thing
right there. Yeah. Hopefully they cover the stuff you've actually researched.
We can only hope. Anyways, so let's get right into the news, man. It's kind of a slow news day, but there's some interesting tidbits out there.
Yeah, this first bit is interesting. So starting out a couple weeks ago, when it was first mentioned in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, rumors have been going around that Roman Reigns was not to be mentioned on WWE TV after pulling out of his Mania match against Goldberg due to concerns. We pulled out over concerns over the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, and we just thought, hey, they don't know when he'll be back, so maybe they don't want to go and advertise his name all over their programming.
Yeah.
Considering his hiatus is probably fairly open-ended, they don't want to say keep Roman Reigns fresh in people's mind if he's going to be gone for a year and a half. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Not a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
But then during last night's Raw, they ran this top 10 million the Banks moment countdown throughout the show, and Seth's cash-in was number one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was featured at the conclusion of said countdown.
And who did Seth Rollins, if memory serves, my QUIZLEMANIA research plus me being there, I remember Seth Rollins pinned Roman Reigns to get that title.
According to this video, no, Roman Reigns was nowhere to be found because they cut basically any shot of him out.
Jeez.
And pretty much insinuated that Seth pinned Brock to win the match and claim the title after cashing in. Because during the actual pinfall, they didn't show it. They cut to 3 seconds of black during the pinfall. You see me celebrating. He stomps Brock. You don't see Roman at all. No Roman.
Mm-hmm.
So I always kind of dismissed the idea that Roman was having actually any heat backstage. I just thought, well, they don't know he's going to be back. No point mentioning him. But they're going to, in this instance, some pretty decent lengths to not mention him.
Yeah, that's going a bit extreme to edit that out. That's a lot. Now, when Wrestle Talk was talking about this a couple days ago, last week, something like that, they had mentioned that Roman had been removed from a lot of the WWE.com banners. Now, he's still on the show banners, but these are so outdated. They'd never update these things. Like Shayna's still in the NXT banner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's they still have, I don't know how old this 205 Live banner is. I don't even know who's on 205.
Wait, he's on the 205 Live banner?
No, I'm just looking at all the various banners here.
Gotcha.
So Roman's still on that, but like Daniel Bryan still has long hair. If that's any indication. Charlotte's still on the Raw banner, but she still works Raw. Ricochet is on the Raw banner. He still works Raw. But I mean, those aren't Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It could be an extreme case. Yeah, boy, editing him out of that. That's weird. That's just weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Like anything else, like the people mentioned that he wasn't in the Make-A-Wish video package. And that was some indication that there was something going on. Now, even that, I was like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's indicative of anything. But to go to such lengths.
Yeah.
To cut him out of that.
Could you imagine being the digital content editor guy? Well, I guess it's not even digital because that was on TV. Could you imagine being that editor and them saying, hey, so top cash-ins, obviously Seth is going to be number one.
Oh, yeah.
we need to not show Roman Reigns.
I'd say what?
Do you want me to pixelate his face out? No, we don't want him in any shots.
Can't show him at all.
That's crazy. Because as far as I remember,
do I have CGI at my disposal? That's what I would say.
Yeah, so that's weird, man.
It's weird. I mean, again, it's not indicative of any sort of. I don't think it's clear-cut evidence of anything. It's just weird.
Yeah, it is. It's weird,
and it's definitely going to fuel whatever conspiracies are going on out there, or rumor mongering going on out there that Roman's got heat.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, if you look at the pattern of weird, here's the thing: if you look at the pattern of wrestlers being excised in the weirdest ways from certain WWE things, the last one that comes to mind is, of course, Jericho. Once he signed with AEW, I barely even remember Jericho being in the Then Now Forever logo thing. But like they replaced, some eagle-eye viewer noticed that they replaced him with a shot of Cesaro. And that was weird because Jericho's a big part of WWE history. I get it. He's now with another company who's considered a competitor to WWE. I get it. Yeah. But it was just kind of weird. Roman, in this case, I mean, the only thing you can really derive from that is somebody doesn't want him on air.
He's still featured heavily in the Open to SmackDown, though.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of looking out for. Maybe that's the kind of thing that would be way too overt.
Maybe it's going to be a gradual process if they're trying to distance themselves from him.
I wonder if it's less of a hey, we're actually going to cut him out, and more of a shot at him personally, like a message to him saying, hey, we can do this. Because here's the thing, dude. This is going to get back to him. This is going to be something that's on his radar. People will bring it to his attention, and he will know about it. But I guarantee you, nobody from the office has contacted him and said, hey, Roman, we're cutting you out of stuff. So you have to think of this as kind of a message. That's my own personal speculation. Trying to tell him.
All right.
You're going to be seen as, Braun Strowman versus WrestleMania 33, Undertaker in singles action.
Singles action on the network, yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, somebody else who returned not quite to singles action, to gauntlet action, and will be in ladder match action this coming Sunday. Check out our live stream when we do our reactions right here on YouTube.
Yes, please.
AJ Styles. We got kind of a rumor killer here because there was some report that AJ Styles had come back sooner than expected. So during an appearance on Sunday Night Main Event, Dave Meltzer, the Wrestling Observer himself, mentioned that WWE wanted to keep AJ Styles off TV longer to sell the effects of the Boneyard match against Undertaker at WrestleMania 36. Remember, that's the match where he died by being buried alive.
Well, he's buried alive. There's nothing conclusive about his demise. However, he's got buried alive. He's really good at holding his breath. There's some illusionists that can hold their breath for quite some time.
He's got great cardio. But due to declining ratings, brought him back earlier than anticipated. That's what Meltzer was saying, that they were going to keep him off to say, hey, this guy really got buried and he's in a bad way. Maybe he had to crawl off to a cave a la Clint Eastwood in one of those little spaghetti westerns. But because the ratings were so crap, they were like, hey, AJ Styles might be a draw. Let's bring him back. The only problem with that take, though, is that the Money in the Bank match, that had already been filmed. As Sportskeeda contributor Gary Cassidy put it on Twitter, quote, seeing a lot of reports about AJ Styles being brought back last minute to battle dwindling ratings and replace Apollo Crews in the Money in the Bank match. I'm not saying there's no truth to that whatsoever, but it might be worth remembering how long ago WWE actually taped the Money in the Bank match. Content for Money in the Bank was reportedly filmed on the roof of the WWE headquarters the week commencing April 13th, 3 weeks ago. And that doesn't account for however long that was filmed had been planned. The decision to bring back AJ Styles couldn't have been last minute unless WWE used the New Day's time machine to go back to 3 weeks ago and insert him into the Money in the Bank tapings. That's one thing about this year's Money in the Bank, seemingly, unless they film several different endings, which is always possible. Vince can't change his mind at the last minute.
I don't think so.
Unless they, in fact, filmed a bunch of different endings, which is kind of possible, I guess. I mean, if somebody got thrown off the roof, they obviously can't do that. But
we didn't hear about them shooting multiple endings. I don't remember for Mania at all. That was all kept pretty well under wraps.
It's shocking how well everything's been kept under wraps. I think everybody was under the assumption that all the Mania stuff was going to leak out, like hardcore, all the results, and nobody had. It's funny because like some outlets were saying, "Oh yeah, we've received spoilers." I sincerely doubt that, because if anybody received spoilers, that stuff was leaking out.
Yeah, something would have got out in some way, and would have, at least the opportunity to see spoilers would have come across our eyes. But at no point, like on Twitter or anything, did I see anything.
No,
Nothing.
I didn't see any of that stuff.
I imagine this is a situation where Meltzer was just trying to, I don't know if he heard something or just, a lot of times Meltzer will speculate on stuff and people will report it as news.
Yeah.
When it's just him kind of talking and thinking things or talking things out as his thought process, is going on inside of his head. And it's not really news a lot of the time. It's just him talking, speculating. And maybe this is one of those cases, and maybe just passed his mind that they had actually already shot Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
the actual match. I mean, because if they shot the match on the 13th or that week, that was 3 weeks ago roughly. So his return would have been planned prior to Money in the Bank, at least that long ago, if not further back.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, this is happening right on the heels of WrestleMania. Like we're basically just
pretty much
a month
about a week
after.
afterwards. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like whoever fed Dave the Seth Rollins rah-rah speech might have fed him this as well. Anyways,
someone who might not be stepping foot in WWE locker room anytime soon, Lio Rush, if his own Twitter feed is be believed, he might be stepping away from the ring because the recently released wrestler tweeted yesterday, quote, "I legitimately might not ever wrestle again." Of course, Leo is embarking on a fledgling, burgeoning music career. So maybe that he's deciding that's going to be his focus in the near future as opposed to wrestling. And you know what? If the music thing takes off for him and he does well, and it comes the time where independent shows are going again, maybe he finds that based on what he's doing music-wise, he doesn't need to wrestle anymore.
Yeah, that could be. He also said, he said this 21 hours ago, "My shoot interview is going to be insane. So many topics of discussion." That'll be an interesting one.
That will be an interesting shoot interview.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, he's still only, 25, something like that, 26?
He's young. He's just doing this just to say it. He'll be back at wrestling. I hope that he goes to New Japan. Man, nobody knows what they're doing in their 20s. Get out of here with that. He's just doing it to stay in the public eye. He's just saying that. That's me hopeful as a guy who really enjoys his work,
Yeah, same. I hope he wrestles more. But hey, if he finds that the music thing is doing well for him and he can earn a good living doing the music stuff and not have to worry about traveling, I could definitely see the appeal.
More power to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever makes him happy.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Music's a tough business to get into. If you already have your foothold there in the wrestling industry, though, don't discount that, young Lio Rush.
Yeah, but maybe, he's been wrestling for 6 or so years. Maybe he's done it for long enough and realized, maybe this isn't for me.
Could be. Anyways, that's it for the news brief. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Be sure to check out Parts Fun Known tomorrow.
What time?
I'm going to be a sweaty mess. Oh, it's probably when I just had it up here. Hold on a second. I'll let you know right now.
Pacific, Wednesday.
Something like that. Let's see here.
Right.
1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. United Kingdom time.
There you go.
You want to see me sweat, pee myself maybe, pee desperation.
There you go.
Blow it all up.
If it just starts going south, let's play some Rocket League or some GTA or something.
I'll do that.
Why not?
I was going to flip my camera to Rocket League and then see me do bad on that too.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
find a game that you're actually good at, maybe, and then like GTA. You can play GTA, all right?
I'm decent. I can do GTA. Okay. I could do that. I don't know. What am I good at? We'll find out tomorrow. Anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Oh, I'm not good at anything.